Today, I want to talk about this thing called Bitcoin dominance or BTC.D, what it is, and most importantly, how we can use it to our advantage in understanding how the market works, not just for Bitcoin, but for those altcoins too. So let's go over some basics before getting to the meat, starting with market cap. This concept comes from the stock market world to show the value or market worth of a company. It is the number of shares available or the circulating supply in crypto, we will come back to this later, times the price. Aggregators like CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, etc. all show us by default the top cryptocurrencies in order of their market cap. At the top, we have this total market cap which shows us the entire value of the market, and just here we have this metric here, Bitcoin dominance. What is Bitcoin dominance then? So we see that the Bitcoin dominance tells us exactly what it says on the tin. It shows us how dominant it is within the entire crypto space at any given moment in time. Historically, this has been a powerful indication as history tells us that when it is high, say above 65%, altcoins will suffer, and when it is low, say below 50%, we can say we are supposedly in an altcoin season. The metric has some downsides we should be aware of. On my travels through the cryptoverse, I came across this interesting infographic, apologize for the lack of credit, which made me think about the particular conditions and environmental factors needed for altcoins to flourish. So, we have 3 cases of Bitcoin dominance increasing and 3 cases of it decreasing, combined with whether Bitcoin increases, decreases, or stays stable, and in turn, how each of these 6 permutations affects our beloved altcoins. Interestingly, there seems to be only 2 cases where altcoins can increase, and both are when the Bitcoin dominance decreases. So we know if it increases, it's not good for altcoins. This makes sense, as remember, it means that Bitcoin is becoming more dominant, taking up more of that share of the total market cap, which can only mean the alts are not keeping up. Let's put this all to a test. Unless you were living on Jupiter or are totally new to this space, you will have seen the huge explosion in cryptocurrencies that happened after the Corona dump in March, otherwise known as DeFi. Perhaps this particular altcoin pump was fueled by the fact that we had the whole world in the midst of a pandemic and there were lots of people sitting at home thinking, hey, this crypto stuff seems easy enough, and plunging all their money into DeFi projects, yield farming, which I was doing on my channel as well, or whatever. And ultimately, despite the new money coming into the ecosystem helping to pump it up, many people ended up getting wrecked. Anyhow, let's see what the Bitcoin dominance and Bitcoin itself were up to whilst this extended period of hype and DeFi frenzy was taking place. As you can see, since the end of the 2018 bull run, overall Bitcoin dominance has been on an upwards trend, and that coincides with this long accumulation phase in cryptos. However, the sharpest and most extended decline since then was between May and September this year, where it was most certainly decreasing. So we have the Bitcoin dominance decreasing, and there are only 2 instances where altcoins can flourish in this instance, and that is for Bitcoin to either stay stable or ideally increase. We can see clearly here that this was the case, and we can certainly hypothesize that during this period, DeFi and altcoins grew and took some of the Bitcoin dominance away. At the beginning of September, we then finished this distribution event in Bitcoin, and there was a huge sell-off causing the entire market to dump, after which both Bitcoin and Bitcoin dominance started their combined ascent. This is an increase scenario, which means that altcoins will decrease, kind of what we've seen since then. So using the DeFi wave as an example, it all ties in. So it's quite clear that for alts to have a fabled alt season, that the Bitcoin dominance needs to drop and Bitcoin needs to stay stable or increase, which makes perfect sense, as that means that the alts are eating into Bitcoin's dominance, with the Bitcoin being either stable or performing at the same time. This said, we seem to be quite far away from an alt season, albeit there seems to be some coins that have a strong correlation with Bitcoin and will likely follow it irrespective of the environmental factors. We need some of these coins to start flexing their muscles again, as whilst Bitcoin is on a surge, traders and investors will move their attention to it as it smashes through the all-time high into price discovery territory. All this said, we should remember that the term alt season seems to have been derived from the 2017 bull run, where the perception was that Bitcoin dominance must go really down for alts to surge. The reality was that there were so many huge ICOs during this period that heavily inflated the alt market cap, which definitely normalized around 2 years later. With the rise of stablecoins and ecosystems like DeFi, perhaps the parameters have changed somewhat and Bitcoin dominance doesn't necessarily have to be below 60% to kickstart an alt season. There is also the topic of the circulating supply calculated in a coin's market cap is not the actual max supply of that coin. These additional coins could be coins held by the company which can in theory be dumped on the market at any time. Either way, the Bitcoin dominance and its usefulness as an indicator is powerful when used correctly. Just bear in mind and do your own research as to how that is, and as the market moves, use the infographic to determine what this could mean for your altcoins. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel right now and I will see you in the next video.